In changing the state of a gas adiabatically from an equilibrium state A to another equilibrium state B, an amount of work equal to 22.3 joules is done on the system. Here, in changing the state of a gas adiabatically from A to B, adiabatically means delta Q is equal to 0. Therefore, amount of work done is given but here an amount of work equal to is done on the system, therefore minus into minus plus. This is first part. If the gas is taken from A to B via a process, so whether it is isothermal or adiabatic, the process name is not given, but net heat absorbed is given. One calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. How much is the net work done? Delta Q, delta U, we get two cylinders A and B of equal capacity. Its volume is V. Its volume is V. Connected to each other via a stopcock. A contains a gas at standard temperature and pressure. This is at STP. STP means temperature is 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin and pressure is 1 atmosphere or 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 pascals. B is completely evacuated. The entire system is thermally insulated. This chamber is filled with a gas. This chamber is empty. There is a stopcock. If you open the stopcock, then gas enters into this chamber. Now let us look at the questions asked. What is the final pressure of the gas in A and B? See, the entire system is thermally insulated. The stopcock is suddenly opened. Answer the following. So when the stopcock is opened, some of the gas enters into this chamber, and after opening it will be like this. What is the final pressure of the gas in A and B? Suppose here the pressure is P. According to first law of thermodynamics, delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Now, since its walls are made of insulator, there is no exchange of heat energy. Next, the walls are rigid. So that no external work can be done on the gas. See, the walls are very rigid, so you cannot compress the air inside the chamber. You cannot compress the wall. You cannot move the walls to compress the gas. Therefore, no work will be done on the gas. So delta W is equal to 0. Now substituting these two in first equation, it means U is equal to constant. So there is no change in internal energy. Even after the gas occupies the adjacent chamber, there will be no change in its internal energy. If internal energy doesn't change, temperature also doesn't change. If U is constant, its temperature also constant. And if temperature is constant, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. It obeys Boyle's law. At constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Boyle's law. So from this you get PV is equal to constant, or P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So initial value P1 is equal to P. V1 is equal to V. P2 we have to find out. V2. After opening the stopcock, see, before opening the stopcock, here, see, V is the volume of the gas. Now after opening the stopcock, it occupied this chamber as well as this chamber. So here V1 is equal to V. Now here V2 is equal to double the value. Substituting these values in the above equation, P2 is equal to P by 2. But P value given, STP, this gas was at standard temperature pressure and the P value is 1.01. So this is equal to pascals. What is the next question? What is the change in internal energy of the gas? See, the change in internal energy is 0. What is the change in the temperature of the gas? See, since change in internal energy is 0, change in temperature also 0. Do the intermediate states of the system before settling to the final equilibrium lie on the PVT surface? The answer is, see, this is free expansion. In free expansion, it undergoes non-equilibrium state. Therefore, intermediate states doesn't lie on PVT surface. Intermediate states do not lie on PVT surface. Only equilibrium states lie on PVT surface. But in free expansion, the gas undergoes non-equilibrium states. There is rapid changes in pressure and temperature. There is rapid change in pressure only. A steam engine delivers 5.4 into 10 to the power of 8 joules of work per minute and services 3.6 into 10 to the power of 9 joules of heat per minute from its boiler. What is the efficiency of the engine? How much heat is wasted per minute? So this is a problem on heat engine. Hot reservoir at a higher temperature, cold reservoir at a lower temperature. Our engine draws Q1 amount of heat energy from the hot reservoir, does some work, and the balance is rejected to the surroundings. Now we can write an equation. Q1 is equal to W plus Q2. Dividing by time. Dividing the equation by time. Q1 by T is equal to W by T plus Q2 by T. A steam engine delivers 5.4 into 10 to the power of 8 joules of work per minute. Work per minute. 5.4 to the power of 8 joules per minute, and services 3.6 into 10 to the power 9 of joules of heat per minute from its boiler. So this is the boiler here. Boiler is the hot reservoir. From this it is drawing this much amount of heat. What is the efficiency of the engine? Efficiency is equal to work done by heat extracted. Work done is see here, this also can be written as here you can divide by t, here also you can divide by t. This becomes rate of work done, this becomes rate of heat extracted. This value here because TT gets cancelled. Efficiency 15%. How much heat is wasted per minute? From this we can get because Q energy is wasted to the surroundings. So at this rate, energy is being wasted. A steam engine delivers 5.4 into 10 to the power of 8 joules of work per minute and services 3.6 into 10 to the power of 9 joules of heat per minute from its boiler. This is work done, this is heat extracted. What is the efficiency? Now we have to do 13.8. An electric heater supplies heat to a system at a rate of 100 watts. So If system performs work at a rate of 75 joules per second, at what rate is the internal energy increasing? See, in this problem, heat is there, work is there, internal energy is there. So the three physical quantities are present in first law of thermodynamics. Let me write first law of thermodynamics. Divide by time. Divide by time. Electric supplies a heat to a system at a rate of 100 watts, means what? 100 joule per second. So heat 100 joule per second. If the system performs work at a rate of 75 joules per second, work, at what rate is the internal energy is increasing? From this we get 100 minus 75, that is 25 joules per second. (13.9) A thermodynamic system is taken from an original state to an intermediate state by the linear process shown in figure. This is the figure. On x-axis volume is taken, on y-axis pressure is taken. Its volume is then reduced to the original value from E to F by an isobaric process. See, from E to F, it is horizontal. That means the height is constant. It means what? Pressure is constant. From E to F, pressure constant at 300 pascals. Means what? It is isobaric process. From E to F, it is isobaric process because pressure is constant at 300 pascals. Its volume is then reduced to the original value from E to F. Calculate the total work done by the gas from D to E to F. So initially the gas is at a state D. First it is moving from D to E, afterwards E to F. So we have to find the total work done. In PV diagram, work done is represented by area under the curve. For example, you want to find work done from D to E. So the work done from D to E is area under the DE line. So area under the DE line is sum of DEF triangle area plus EF, suppose this is GH, rectangle area. So this triangle area, formula half into base into height, half into base into height, and rectangle area length into breadth. For this triangle, the base FE, height DF, length for this rectangle, length is GH, breadth GF, FE, so this is the base. So here it is 5.0, this is 2.0. This minus this gives this length. 5.0 minus 2.0. So this is the base. Height DF. So here this is 600, this is 300. 600 minus 300. Plus next rectangle area, length into breadth. Length 5.0 minus 2.0. Breadth 300, here 0, 300 minus 0. This much work is done from D to E. Now afterwards, work done from E to F. So here, work done from D to E, whether it is positive or negative, we have to consider that also. See, there is, when you are moving from D to E, the volume is increasing. It means the gas is expanding. It means work is done by the gas. If work is done by the gas, it is positive. Since work is done by the gas, this is positive. This is positive. Now, work done from E to F. Work done from E to F. Area under EF line. Area under EF line means just this rectangle. EFGH rectangle area. EFGH rectangle area, here we have calculated, we got how much? 900. 900. But from E to F, the volume is reduced from 5 meter cube to 2 meter cube. It means what? The gas is undergoing compression. It means work is done on the gas. from E to F gas undergone compression, that is work done on the gas. Therefore, work done is negative. So this 900 is negative. Now, work done from D to E to F. D to E to F. So, work done from D to E plus work done from E to F. Work done from D to E is 1350 plus 1350. Work done from E to F is minus 900. So we get this minus this, 450 joules. A refrigerator is to maintain eatables kept inside at 9 degrees centigrade. See, this is inside temperature of fridge, that is cold reservoir temperature. T2 is given. If room temperature is 36 degrees centigrade, room temperature means surroundings, hot reservoir. Calculate the coefficient of performance, COP. COP is asked, but COP is defined as heat extracted by work done. So it is defined like this. Heat extracted from cold reservoir is Q2. Work done on the system is W. And here you can write an equation. This plus this is equal to this. Or W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. This is equal to